The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And what do we have going on today? Well, we're up a little bit higher today. We've got a few shenanigans going on. We'll talk about that. Anyway, Dow's up 168, NASDAQ's up 36, Russell's up 3.38. So anything happening here? Any real impotence to push this market higher? Well, the first thing I wanted to do is see what the volume is. And actually, the volume has picked up a little bit. Got about 3.7 billion shares on the day, which is okay. We didn't even make 6 billion shares yesterday. So both Friday and yesterday, Monday, had fairly light volume as we attacked highs yet again. Now, does that mean that the market will instantly flip over? No. Certainly, there are very few stocks leading this market. And there were a few things, like I said, a few shenanigans out here being played. We'll talk about Apple and Tesla. Both of those kind of in the spotlight for much different reasons. But I get back to exactly, what's going on here. We're just going to creep up on higher prices and see what happens. But, man, we're going to have something a lot more than this, I think, to drive through the highs. Certainly not the kind of juice that you want. We came off the highs in the S&P around this area, just a little higher on about 12 billion shares. We're doing about half that. And is that the only story? Can we trade on that alone? The answer is no. But you know what? You got to look at a lot of the individual stocks back in here too. So we'll talk about a few things going on, a few things I think are starting to become a little bit more vivid. The market itself, I don't think is going to do much of anything until we see Disney's earnings after the bell tonight. Of course, Disney had a big miss with one of its Star Wars movies earlier in the year, did very poorly. Also had a big mulligan with the Jurassic Park movie this year, way off, especially in China. And the question gets back to, is that going to be the big impotence or weak spot in Disney's earnings? Or is it going to be ESPN, who's lost a lot more subscribers? There's a lot of things that you can pick at, but overall, maybe a handful of these other movies fill the gap. It's kind of really tough to tell from outside. Is there a bunch of upside? Maybe $2. The real idea, maybe $3. The real problem is if any of these movies were so deadly to their bottom line. And one thing you can tell for sure, and all my time out there in Hollywood will tell you, is that there's nothing worse than the books of a movie in Hollywood. It literally will tell you anything you want it to take. And some of the best accountants are out in Hollywood making movies look like they lost money instead of made huge amounts. I remember there was a movie that came out, and I can't even remember the title. It was kind of a surprise, and one of my customers was doing a lot of work on it. They had a 1% of the back side of the movie. If it did well, they were thinking that the movie would do about $30 million. It did $100 million. And, of course, the way that the books came out, it lost money. So it took them all of 5 years to go through the courts to get the rightful money that they had coming out at them. But talk about a swimming with the sharks. That certainly is the land of la. But a lot of other stuff going on out here. Anyway, as I said, I'm not really. We'd have to have some kind of big news to blow out the highs in this market. I'm looking for short positions at the moment that really don't have a lot to do with trade and or NAFTA changing, although I think everything would go up if we do get a nice little pop. My thoughts, though, is that we could go through the rest of August before we see any kind of headway in both NAFTA and the China news. Of course, Apple is the tip of the spear on that, with the Chinese threatening the life of Apple if we don't play nice. And one of the reasons why I think it'd be pretty silly to be putting things in China right now, when, of course, they won't have a second thought about taking all their intellectual property and probably making the exact same smartphone, stealing their software and putting it out on the marketplace. I don't think that anybody is got a dose of reality that doesn't know that China is an endless, bottomless pit of throwing money at them, because guess what? They look at all money as theirs. They think we're just a bunch of saps over here in the United States, always have. They know that they can play for all the marbles, why we have to play by Marksbury, Queensboro? Marksbury? Those rules were, but they used to fight like this with the back of their fist toward people. I don't know how that actually ever worked. I don't think I could hit somebody very hard with the back of my fist like that. You know, we see boxers actually box the way people box. I think it wouldn't take very long to find out this didn't work very well, but certainly it worked in the movies. I don't know why. What else do we have going on? Well, let's get into, I think, do I have this? I do not have it up. Let me get my little clock up here. We got, don't have quite enough. See if I can't get a chart of Apple up, and then we'll go and do some histoire as soon as we get back. I suspect that this is enough of a red flag. We're probably going to see Apple continue down to about $200. So we'll keep an eye on this, but you got a little bit of reversal. You went to a higher high. You didn't have much volume. And the Chi-Coms, for those people that didn't read the news from about 1950 to today, the Chi-Coms are the Chinese communists, not the good Chinese over there on Taiwan that wanted to go to work and start building stuff. The ones that shoved everybody out into the fields to plant rice, because that was, of course, what you were supposed to do to become a big country. Of course, they finally woke up. Now we have to deal with them. But certainly, I think that right now that just the 9-day moving average is at 200 today. I certainly think that both that gap up comes there. I think it wouldn't be a big stretch to see Apple maybe by the end of this week, maybe first part of next week, back at that $200 level. We'll be back in a minute.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Well, we've got breaking news, and of course, as always, I'm here to fix it when it breaks. Got my screwdriver and hammer and some nails. Mr. Musk is tweeting away and saying that he's going to take the thing public at $420 and hopes that investors will stick with him, that he loves them, he cares for them, that he wants to hug them. Other than that, who knows what's going on? He says he's got financing. I don't know who in the world would buy into that with their cash, but, you know, there's always a bigger fool, or a lot of times there's a bigger fool. So who knows? Maybe we never get to see Tesla go to the $40 that I think it's worth. But one thing is for sure, you don't want to be short a stock that has this many shorts. Some people are thinking that you can actually get Tesla to go to 600 because of the massive amounts of I forgot that. I didn't wait until that came up. Hang on just a second. There we go. Let's go see what it is right now. Amazingly enough, yesterday was the first day that the shorts laid off this stock. It was down to 14% for the day, when normally runs somewhere between the low 20s and up to 30% on a given day. Let's see what the last bi-monthly shows. Is that right? 34.7 million shares short. So we'll find out. I'm sure we'll hear more from him and everything else. And, you know, if it's anything, it's a great short squeeze mechanism. It'll get the shorts out, give me an opportunity to get in. Well, I haven't done history. That's why. Somebody's bothering me here. I haven't gotten to the history yet, so you always see that. And let's do a little history.
There it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
I got to do these things in order. I'm not good at going out of order. On this day in 1974, Philippe Pété is a French high wire artist who gained fame for his high wire between the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center today in 1974. He's been immortalized in a movie that I recommend everybody see. I tend to watch it on 9/11 as a remembrance of what the Twin Towers were at the very beginning, not what they became. Man on Wire is a 2008 British-American autobiographical documentary, and the film chronicles Petit's 1974 effort to sneak into the Twin Towers before they were finished. A lot of the floors were already taken in, and many New Yorkers remember the day that they were walking to work and saw somebody walking between the Twin Towers. But he had a crew of like 6 or 8 people to get all his equipment up there to the top. They had to sneak by everybody. I'm sure it would never, with today's security, it would never work out. But, you know, you always wonder if you're going to have one great adventure in your life. Well, this man had it, and it was well worth putting on film. The film actually is one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. It watches like a movie. Somebody made a actual movie of this, and this one is 10 times better than that, if not 20 times better. But that's it. Man on Wire. It's the name of that movie came from the complaint when they arrested the guy after he was done walking between the buildings, and it just said that was it. He was arrested for Man on Wire. I don't know exactly what that is. Oh, somebody said that they went there. Oh, cool. Mr. John from Philadelphia said that he watched it. Anyway, the documentary, well worth watching. We'll get back to the market already in progress over most of TFNN. Again, after the bell tonight, we also have Disney. Disney is headed up. Yesterday, you had some decent shorting in Disney. Not surprised that they're a little higher today. 16%, which is fairly high for Disney. Normally, it's been kind of high here for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but normally it's under 10% on a daily basis. And again, there's people that go ahead and cover their shorts. That's never in that daily number. And of course, a lot of that, there's always a base amount. If you watch these numbers every day, you'll figure out what that base amount is. And that is the market makers for the stock will short stock that they do not have and buy it back later during the day, just to make sure that there's always buyers and sellers going on. It's kind of like an auctioneer. They want to see movement. If no movement's happening, you may not get in there. But if there's action going on, you got to drum up a little bit of a sizzle, even if the stake isn't moving. That's it. Maybe he'll call in on 9/11 day and tell us about that day that he stood there between the 9/11 towers, the Twin Towers anyway. Other things going on, of course, we got Snap coming up with earnings. Starting to see a little bit of squeeze in that, at least earlier in the day. Here we go. 1337 was the high today. It's back into this gap down that had 28.2 million shares. As I said, we're in here to like 20 million shares right now. So you could get kind of close to that. This is the supply line. The one thing that you want is not to be short. Well, we talked about Tesla. Let's look at Disney. 5 days to cover in Disney. So that's a pretty high short interest on that one, too. I would not be short going into earnings on it. That's one that you just have to catch it right, maybe after hours, if it is headed downtown. On the upside, 5 days to cover on a stock that's in the Dow is always one to be scratch your head on. It is easy for them to just maybe move a couple of weeks into this quarter and run a lot of shorts out. That's why generally the best short positions that you put on are on when the stock is screaming higher and everybody's covering. Once they've covered, generally there's a big air pocket down there. Certainly there are not a lot of shorts to cover until you get much lower in the price, and all those natural buyers go away, leaving a nice air pocket in the market for at least that particular stock. But we were talking Disney here. We're mixing our stocks. Shouldn't do that. Stocks shouldn't be mixed. Anyway, Snap, nice little pop out here. Let's see. Let's talk about that again. 21% short yesterday. And as we said, 8 days to cover in Snap. Just, look at Tesla. Good example of why you don't want to be that. I don't think this is not right. Tesla says 3 days to cover. I think that's way low. And we'll be back. 34.7 million shares short in Tesla. If they can just run everybody out for 20, even though it never goes private, wouldn't that be interesting? That would be. Anyway.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary power law vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Yeah. Says, I got an email from Hector. He says, Musk reminds me that character on the original Popeye cartoons, Wimpy. He would gladly give more hamburgers to eat to today with a promise that I'll gladly pay for 2 next Monday. So it's always next Monday, though, isn't it? Looking at stocks out here with some lows. This one kind of caught my eye just because of the low volume with Barrick Gold. The ABX is testing the March 1st low of $11.04. Had 36 million shares. Well, we're down with about 10 million shares, so about a third, but no stopping. And the question I had earlier in the day from, I think, one of my subscribers was, would I buy Barrick Gold this morning? And my answer is no. And that is, if you look at my power law vector indicator number, I want energy to really cut off on the way back down, not just the volume at the lows. And what did we have? The energy was actually bigger and more powerful than the March 1st low up to the April 27th high. So you may not get any volume at that low, but guess what? The first thing you need to do is, if it comes down to more energy, my method says, you know what? Wait for the consolidation. Wait for some kind of sign of accumulation. Wait for this thing to go sideways for 10 days, and every time it goes a little lower, see somebody in there big buying. Well, we didn't get any of that. We don't have a lot of volume, but the same thing is, if we find somebody stepping in here, you've got plenty of time when the energy comes down. V bottoms almost always happen on very light energy on the way down and light volume test. You almost move in 2 days. Heavy energy, it can be a week or 2 weeks or a month. You just need to catch it. Now, I can say watch it, but I can't say buy it. So that would be it. Okay, what else do we have? Got a few other things to take care of. Okay, got a lot of stuff going on here. So, so that was the first one. I'm going to look at a couple others here today. ACAD, another one that's kind of basing out with light volume. Would have liked to seen a little lighter volume yesterday, but this one does have a little lighter energy on the way off of its last high on July 9th. What I'm looking at is this huge move down on April 25th, $14.51. You had 18 million shares there. You got into it with 5 million shares yesterday. So would I like to see a little even lighter volume off this July 9th high to yesterday's low? The answer is yes. You get a little bounce out here with no volume today. So Acadia Pharmaceuticals, you know what? It's sitting at support, but no signal to buy yet. But a close back above $14.51 would be a big signal on it going back up to the at least $18.44 level. And biotechs have been doing rather well lately. Armstrong Worldwide, I've been looking into the sector of housing, and no big surprise that this one kind of rolled off a little bit today. Energy is about the same on the way up, on the way down. So I was looking elsewhere, but certainly the July 19th high at $70.95 had 1 million shares compared to the only 340,000 shares as it went to a higher high yesterday. It went a little higher today and rotated lower. Anything in this housing sector, I suspect, is for sale, i.e. going lower. GNCs. GNCs, you know what? You've got 290 for the June 5th low. This one, of course, actually looks fairly good for a $3 stock. And of course, this thing came up off the 20s after the, what is it? I want to say FEC, but I think that's the Election Commission, not the FCC. That's Radio and Television. What is it? The Securities and Exchange Commission. That's not it. The one that has to do with advertising. Maybe someone will tell me. I just can't think about it at the moment. A mental blank, as I'm having many of these days. But they changed the rules for advertising. You couldn't put celebrities anymore for advertising any kind of vitamin. And that hurt GNC immensely, along with some of the other restrictions on what you could and could not say about vitamins. And they shouldn't be called vitamins. There's no real such thing as a vitamin. They're chemicals. But I think if you called them chemicals, would people buy them? You know, you need chemicals to live, but vitamins sound so much better than chemicals. Anyway, these chemicals, you know, could these folks cut enough stores to get back to profitability and get the stock headed back higher? It could be. When I was talking about stocks that came back and were basing, this one actually doesn't look that bad. You got very light volume. I did not check to see when earnings was, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. G and the C. Earnings October 25th, so the earnings are out of the way. So this one kind of interests me on the low side out here. Maybe they'll get enough of those stores closed to get everything, but certainly doesn't look like we've got tons of sellers coming in. And, you know, if it hasn't closed higher yet, which is something you like to do, it would also, you'd love for this thing to test actually $2.90, which it hasn't either. You need less than, 3.4 million shares. So, you know, you came into it with 2.8 million shares on July 31st, but today, 900,000 shares, yesterday, 1.1 million, 1.3 million the day before, 1.3 million the day before, 1.8 million the day before that. So volume is kind of really coming out of this thing. You know, when you get below 1.6 million shares, that's half that previous low. You're getting down fairly far. The energy off that June 25th, 21st high also looks fairly interesting. Okay. What do we have here? Just checking the news here. Okay. Everybody's commenting apparently on TV about Musk. Okay. We're up 10 points on the S&P cash. Dow's up 153. Nasdaq's up 26. Russell 2000's up a little less than 4 points. Let's go back here. The dollar's off 13 cents, still holding that 95 and dollar level at 95.06. Tried to push down below into the 94s. Wasn't having any of it. I suspect our government working very hard to stabilize the dollar, at least on the index around that $95 level. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Taz Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the Taz Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Taz Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the Taz Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And what else do we have after the bell tonight? We talked about Disney. We talked about Snap. AAOI also, the the optoelectronics company. It's a little weaker out here. Now, this one has always had some huge short interest in it. Another one that could have fireworks after the bell with 10 days to cover. In the last few days, it's been averaging around 20% shorts on the day, so you know those shorts are still active. They made a little money coming off this $50.30 high, back down to $35.56, bounced a little up to $40, back down to what, 37 or so. So, you know, it doesn't look that bad. You came down on fairly lighter volume compared to these two strong days up back on May 30th and 31st. Energy coming down was lighter than the huge move up to that June 4th high. I have no idea what earnings are going to be on like this in the near future. I mean, in the next 24 hours, but probably not a bad business to be in considering all the expansion in the internet and 5G in the near future. GW Pharma, also one of these that we talked about yesterday a little bit, still finding out right around this $30, 130 level as support. It is the only legal marijuana company I guess both in England and the United States to make drugs out of cannabis for medical pain relief. They got their first FDA thing, and the thing seems like it's kind of been for sale since then, maybe sell the news. But it does look like you've got fairly decent support right around this 130 level. I like the light volume. If you had to be in weed, as many people call it in the Tiger's Den, I'd much rather be in this than one of those companies that you literally have zero idea about. There's almost as much fraud in the weed business right now as in cyber coins, not Bitcoin specifically, but all the other Doji coins and every other coin in the world. You just really don't have a whole lot of idea what's behind it. Gold has gotten back up and through this level that we talked about. I think, was it Friday or yesterday? I'm starting to lose my mind. Came down on 2.8 million shares on March 21st. We came and up with 263,000 yesterday, just 193,000 so far today. So certainly pretty huge volume on the way down. We're filling that with very light volume. You had to test $60.92. We're about, what, 50 cents from that, 49 cents from that. Let's see, you've got one more gap higher, which would be about $67 on JDST, the junior bear 3X mover on this. So, made a fairly decent test of the low, did so on half the volume. That's the April 19th low at 2 million shares at 44.36. It got to 44.44. So within 8 cents of that low on half the volume, that was May 11th. And since then, gold has and gold miners have kind of gone a little lower. You did have one more attempt back on July 9th. And since then, it's done nothing but go from that around $46 level up to the $60 level. You got to think that at some point this has got to be a support, at least for a little while. If it skips this, the next move would be up to about $67. I'm at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And that's it. We talked about ALB yesterday. See if there's anything else. Also have DDD and the 3D printer companies. Stratasys came out, what was that, on last week? Didn't look all that bad. 3D Systems, if you just looked at the chart, didn't know earnings were out tonight, you'd say this was probably an ABC on the way down. The problem is, again, this is one of these monster shorts. And if they don't report some really horrible news, 21 days to cover. And I wish I had the guts to just go long this thing. I do not for my subscribers, because it's more of a gamble than intelligent speculation. What I would like is it just to go sideways for a day or two, or maybe even a handful of days, not go longer or lower, and start seeing that 21 days to cover get moved on. But if you're looking for a rocket ship after the bell tonight, DDD could be it. And if you got a really fast finger, you might be able to get in on it. Let's look at here. LII, which is Linux International, the air conditioning folks. As I said, these housing stocks are surrounded around housing suppliers, look rather weak. You had 1 million shares on June 23rd. It basically sold off hard. We're back above that today with 153,000 shares. Energy came off a little bit off this move from July 25th as the low. But you know what? This thing's got kind of a very small margin higher that's sitting on it, but kind of tough for me to say that this one couldn't probably come back about $30. But no big signal just yet on it. What else did we have? Question from the email. We'll take a quick look at Microsoft. Am I still thinking 105? Yeah, I think you just came back. You're up a little bit. You got no volume today. Saying I think wants to get back down to this 105. We got to it, but I think it needs to consolidate at 105 or maybe down as low as 100 for a little while before it's going to be ready to go again. NFLX. I still haven't resubscribed. I haven't seen a lot of stuff on it that would be interesting to me. But yeah, that's just me. They had a bunch of stuff on it the first 2 years I had it. It's just after Christmas, there's just not that much stuff that I haven't seen already. But we'll see. Anyway, Netflix, of course, came off fairly hard on earnings, bounced around in this area. It's 357. Saw at least 2 more companies, and a third, I think, announced today about getting into this same business. And reading some of the stuff from Variety, which is basically the newspaper of Hollywood, about what content is actually bringing now in Netflix. And you know what? It is difficult to say that maybe Netflix is getting priced out to a certain extent from the U.S. marketplace. When we look at Amazon, of course, they are a close second in this business. But Netflix is a one-legged stool. Amazon, how many legs does this thing have? It's a squid. It's got 100 arms and everything. So if they don't do well in it, probably not going to matter at all. Netflix is all or nothing. We'll be back in a minute.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
My dad, may he rest in peace, always had great advice, such as, if you want more, you have to become more. It's been a guiding light that has driven me to always be the best that I can be. When it came to trading and investing, I wanted more, and so I developed a set of disciplined tools that led me to become the #1 market timer for the S&P 500, according to Timer Digest. Dad went on to say, if you want more, you have to give more, which is why I took those same disciplined tools and created a black box that could look at any instrument for any time frame and tell subscribers and I whether it was bullish, bearish, where support or resistance was, and whether an instrument was forming a top or a bottom. The scans from my black box are now a part of the Mastering Probability service, which allows me to give more to subscribers. This coming Tuesday, August 7th, from 5 to 6 p.m., I'm holding an open house at TFNN.com, and I'd like to invite you to see the power of my black box. When it comes to trading and investing, I know I can help you become more too. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com to sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And, well, I guess we're waiting for some news that's going to be out at 3 o'clock on Tesla. You know, there have been a bunch of stupid deals made in the past on Wall Street. This would probably be in the annals of Time Warner AOL territory. But you know what? If someone's willing to loan you the money and you can cash out at $420 on Tesla, I think maybe we've looked at Musk the wrong way. Maybe he's a genius. Because as far as I can tell, it's a $40 stock. So, you know, if you convince people, hey, people are buying Bitcoin, which has literally nothing behind it. It's nothing but vapor. So this is the time to cash in on those deals if you can. I just don't understand the whole idea of a company that needs massive amounts of cash selling off at highs before they have to start burdening themselves with monster debt. In the morning, we look at Michael Kors earnings. This has been in a trading range from the mid 36s up to 69, almost $70 for a while. It's come back down on about the same energy on the way it's come up. So I don't see a lot in that to it. Was there anything else I was looking at that was interesting? Got Weibo, Michael Kors, Mylan Pharmaceuticals tomorrow morning also. Delphi, Southern Company, Auto Home. And what's after the bell tomorrow night? Got Roku, Yelp, Monster Energy, Bookings Holdings. Could Bookings Holdings move the market? Maybe. Roku and Yelp, no way. Disney tonight. I think that's it. That's the last stock probably going to move this market this week. So, as they say, all eyes be on Disney after the bell. Hang on for Tom O'Brien for the next 2 hours. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. We'll see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com, educating investors.